When they had to put his pants on.
This is the Black Powder Podcast, coming at you live and direct.
Your salty tears season my life. It's the Black Powder Podcast.
I'll talk first.
All right.
Happy New Year! Merry New Year!
It's 15 days late, but happy to be back after the new year, after the holiday season, after Christmas, spend time with family and everything. It's good to see you too, whether or not I'm, forced to or not. I'm just kidding.
I really don't care about being back. I'm just doing it because I feel like it's a low level obligation. After that, I just don't care.
What's up, Free? Hey,
You've made a commitment that you regret every
very much so. I'm like, what? It's just if I'm on contract, it's got to be up by now. Like it has to be done.
This was like almost. I know who your soul goes to, but if there's any lesser physical or spiritual manifestation, it belongs to the Black Powder Podcast, the only real libertarian podcast that has ever existed in the history of mankind. And I am Marcus Matthews.
You forgot who you were.
I had to pause because sometimes, I'll be wake up in the morning, I'm brushing my teeth, looking in the mirror, and I'll just stop what I'm doing.
I don't blame you.
I'm like, wow.
Fear and terror.
That's
terror. Listen, I thought maybe you paused because you was trying to remember who was your daddy this week. You're trying to remember your last name.
Wow. I am wearing my Michael Evans Black Jesus Good Time shirt.
Yes. I mean,
speaking of black fathers,
it's theologically very incorrect, but it makes you happy.
Well, we can have a whole episode about that. I'm joined tonight by
Good Times.
Yeah, Good Times. We are joined tonight by my brother from another mother in Liberty, Eric Parker, and my guy Tub. Eric Tub, how you guys doing?
Doing good. Hanging out here in North Kakalaki. When I got off work at 7 p.m. tonight, it was 25 degrees outside.
Nice.
That's only gonna get colder.
We're like 40 right now. Like, listen, 40. I'm down for this. Yeah, I'm down for this.
We're low 70s right now.
Tub, you're still wearing shorts and a t-shirt?
No, they make me. I know. No, look, this flannel, dude. I'm flanneled in. Listen, yep. I'm you. I'm North Carolina lumberjack right here.
That's more plaid, but
here in the fourth
flannel is the material.
Largest economy. Fourth largest economy in the world.
And
father's a deacon.
And what?
Your father was a deacon.
And what else you got?
My dad was a deacon. I was born in Texas.
A poor black child.
Or were you were raised in Alabama, right? Alabama or Mississippi?
No.
My parents
it depends on who the daddy was that month.
Oh, where were you raised, Marcus?
In the projects.
I was raised in the projects. That's Project Pat.
No, I was raised here in Southern California.
Oh, really?
Free says I'm the 8th favorite black libertarian. I
didn't know there were 7 more.
Exactly. I thought I was the only one. I thought I had this all sewn up.
I thought Mosh was the only other one, and sometimes
he doesn't count.
He can be a little status sometimes.
I called him out for him politicking with the Trumps in 2015, 2016. And I said, they're not pro-gun people, bro. He may be a hunter, but I just don't see them as pro-gun people. Yeah. And he basically let me have it. And I bought a T-shirt from him probably 10 years ago, and I have yet to receive it. So
what the? Well,
yeah,
it
just might be government snail mail. I gotta chalk it up to something.
Might just be the grift runs deep.
Yep.
All right. So with that being said, thank you.
That's all we had to do, huh? Just mention the grift.
And this is our first show of 2026, and
our last probably.
Yeah, possibly. And last year we shifted gears a bit, and we focused on libertarian candidates mainly on the local level. We did have a few state level, and I think 1 or 2 federal level libertarians. Today we're going to the federal level to bring you another libertarian candidate, because this is very important that we showcased who we are on the chosen media of who we are now as a nation, which is podcast. And that's why I call this the only real libertarian podcast. No offense to Free, my guy. I'm very happy because he's going to be at our convention next month, and I'm going to have a chance to hug him like I want to do to Tubbs so bad.
That sounds so gay. Oh my goodness, that was unbelievable, dude.
We are the Libertarian Party. We are all welcoming here. So
but we're
not
all gay.
Like as a group, we can be all welcoming, but individually, you're good where you are. You know what I'm saying? I think you've been in the garage alone a little too long.
Man to man, we
open
can
the
have
garage door. You might be
let some fresh California air in. At any rate,
actually, I suggest you just back the car and then let it run.
We're going to the great state of Ohio. Now, if anybody knows me, I've had some choice words to say about the state of Ohio, but I'm going to put those to the side tonight. So, without further ado, and some of you might recognize his name if you're a student of U.S. history, as am I. But tonight we have John Hancock from the great state of Ohio running for the 1st District Congressional seat in the greater Cincinnati area. How are you doing? Hold up. I forgot to cue this up. Here we go. John Hancock, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing just fine, Marcus. By the way, I want to know those choice words about Ohio.
Me too.
It's not going to get you
I like to know those also.
Maybe we'll tell you them.
I said Ohio could cede from the Union, and nobody would shed a tear about it. And there's just I don't understand why Ohio's a state. I got to be honest, because I don't like the Buckeyes, the Bengals.
What's that got to do with them being a state?
I'm just talking about in general the bad aspects. Ohio. They produce some quality football guys. I'm a college football fanatic myself, and I say I don't like Ohio State because they're always so damn good. And I'm a USC fan, and we're in the same conference now.
Yeah, so. I mean, hey, Ohio State gave us Stroud. It's a pretty good team now.
Yeah, but Stroud's from Southern California. He's from my neck of the woods.
True. He also went to Buckeyes.
Yeah. What do you think, Tubb?
They stole him. I don't know that Tubbs ever watched college football.
College football is the only one I do watch. Remember, I gave up on the NFL years ago. But what it is though, so I don't have like a college team. I'll just watch them all. I don't care. And the beauty of that is I can mock all of the teams. I can unleash on all of the teams, and nobody can come at me because I don't have a team. You can't hurt my feelings in it.
When they stink, they stink. Ask your wife about the Gamecocks, right? I'm just
indeed. It was a rough year.
Follow me for that one, yeah.
So
they started the season ranked 12, and then they finished with 5 wins.
Wait,
Amity says she's been told Ohio's.
Sorry,
Ohio's not real, and I tend to believe that.
I've been told that too, but here I am living somewhere where it's called Ohio. Fun fact: why are there more metal bands made in Ohio?
Oh, nice. I also like Ohio players.
Because what?
There's nothing. There's more metal bands made in Ohio because there's nothing left to do but scream.
Yeah, that's where the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is too.
Where in the state of Ohio, for those not from there, where is the Cincinnati area located? It's outside of the state.
The bottom left. Yeah, we could just be our own state. Let's be honest.
Kentucky.
Almost by Kentucky. Actually, for all you libertarian folks, I am just 5 minutes north of Thomas Massey's district.
There you go. Maybe some of that liberty will bleed over the river.
I hope so. Actually, just north of me is another Liberty Caucus guy. So I'm like sandwiched between.
That's good.
So
that's good.
This episode is about you, and we've bashed Ohio enough. I didn't want to get into that, but you brought us into the Ohio bashing aspect, and I will follow up with the Ohio bashing memes after this after this show. But for those who don't know you, tell us who you are and what you're doing and why you are doing it, etc.
I kind of like to say that my libertarian journey before being called it was when I was like in 8th grade English class, and my English teacher gave us a lyric to his song, and it was BYOB by System of a Down. Why he gave us that, I'm like, I don't know why, but it's probably what fomented that first edge. And since then, I've been very like, yeah, government sucks. And oh, wait, there's a party that says that and believes it. Okay, let's go. I did vote for Trump in 2016 because I was just out of high school, brainwashed into all of that narrative. But it wasn't until 2022 where I finally flipped over, been engaged. I'm an engineer student. I work in the private sector, and I'm just pissed off enough like, hey, I'm willing to put my hat in. I'm willing to use my name as leverage. Let's fucking take this party to the next level. I mean, come on.
Gotcha.
You are our first System of the Down libertarian. I think 90% of the people who have told their libertarian journey started with Ron Paul. But that's pretty impressive because I became a System of the Down fan. They had a video shoot here in Hollywood, and it turned into a riot. There wasn't really a bunch of damage. There was just a bunch of punks just like moshing, and the LAPD said it got out of control. And I was like, oh, that sounds like my kind of band. And I actually listened to them, and dude, my kids grew up on System of it. That was my ringtone for like many years. Was Spiders.
Dude, oh my gosh. One of the episodes you said you started the Wu-Tang Clan caucus. Let me fill you in. Let's bridge these two genres right now. If you go and you look up Shame by Wu-Tang, but recovered by System of a Down, it is amazing.
Yes, I've heard that song.
Oh my gosh, so good.
So, John, you need to start the System of a Down caucus if it doesn't already exist. And
that's a good idea.
Yeah, someone's gonna steal that watching this. They're probably already making the Facebook page right now.
Let me get that.
I'm probably thinking Tub probably already patented.
Yeah.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about right now. I knew the Wu-Tang aspect. I don't know any of this other stuff. So I'm just gonna sit here quietly till we talk about some of these things.
I was kind of like, Tub didn't interject at any point.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was wondering why. And when you explained it, I'm like, good. Now I know how to keep him out of the general conversation. I'll talk about like punk music from the 2000s.
Oh yeah, I'm out. Yeah, I'm out.
Would that be considered? Were they considered punk, or were they like new metal?
They were. Nowadays we probably consider them new metal, but like thrash punk. It's a whole big genre. Actually, if you look up, it's pronounced Honor, but it's spelled XONEOR. They are a Swiss punk band that got started because of the lockdowns and COVID in Switzerland. They were so radicalized that they made this thrash metal band. I mean, they're so American. They've got a song called Killdozer. It's fucking fantastic.
Wow.
I know Killdozer. I'm back in the conversation again. I know Killdozer. I'm in.
So I put up your website here because we're gonna try to fundraise for you too. So I mentioned that. Don't stop watching because we are going to ask you for money soon.
Not for us.
Podcast. Not for us. But if you do want to, I'm not opposed to that either. But here's your site, HancockForLiberty.com. And I'm going to pass the mic to Tub so he could get the questions started about your candidacy and all that good stuff.
I have 3 right now. We'll start with this one. Why are you running now? Like specifically, what drew you in?
Let's see. I was gonna run for state rep, but then the guy who used to run for governor in 2018, Travis Irvine, he stepped in and told me like they're about to redistrict the entire map in the state. They're about to make my district as close to 50-50 as possible with it. Obviously, they're going to try to make it a little more lean red, but the same requirement signature count, which is 25 for state rep, is the only amount that I need for federal U.S. Congress. It is the same bar entry in, and I can have much more damage to be done.
25 or 2,500 or literally 20.
Literally 25, because we have ballot access. It gives us that low bar.
That's
nice.
awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
So when I was like, I'm sold, let's go. He's like, you're running against a guy who is unpopular, who's a Democrat incumbent, and the nominee for the Republicans. There's 3, but the guy who might win is a former CIA agent. Like, I mean, come on. It's 2 people that are unpopular.
2 drug dealers.
Yeah.
We got
so this one just stopped in.
Who are you?
Why don't you mind your business? Listen, he joins in. He jumps in. Listen, you can tell he's brown. Jumps in with attitude. Like, he comes into us and goes, "Who are you, dude?"
Yeah.
All right.
That's my brother right there.
So you had no big, so like for example, like when Eric and I ran, not Marcus, because Marcus just hides in his garage. No. So the rest of us, when we tried to be active and actually move Liberty forward, like Eric and I, we had I don't want to say a personal gripe or vengeance, but it kind of was like we had something happen to us personally that kind of was like, okay, this was just going to move us into going. So you're saying that for you is more just kind of a, hey, why not? It's time and it seems like an opportunity.
Well, because you're not a System of a Down fan.
Right. Yeah, I don't understand
it. I have been a very anti-statist individual for most of my life, since 13 on. This is to be able to bash publicly my political opponents or just have opponents, and then also to have a platform to do it is almost like a dream come true.
Shout out to Lars real quick. All ballot access should be that easy. 100%. Tub, you had well, I need to finish this thought before I forget it. But John, you are not the intended product of the public education system, which I don't think any real libertarians are, because the public education system teaches you that the government is omnipotent and whatever. That ultimately, it's all about the authority that they want to impose upon you. And for you to vote for Trump and then say that's not the way to go, that just leads me to believe that, you know, when you were in school, you were always a libertarian. You just didn't know that yet.
I'll tell you when exactly I knew what libertarian was. My government teacher in junior year high school, he was talking about the political party systems and Democrat, Republican. It would just go on a whole thing. And then for some reason, he just pointed me out and he's like, John, have you ever heard of the libertarians? And I was like, no. He's like, what do you think it would be like if some of the right, some of the left, kind of a balance in between? Now, nowadays, that is completely not true. Maybe back in 2012, when that speech was given to me, maybe more so, but not now. I was like, that sounds like a fair trade-off. And that was when I understood the title, and it made sense since then. I always, even when I was a Trump, I wasn't a Republican. I was a Trump MAGA coalition fanatic supporter, whatever the hell you want to call it.
So what was the deal breaker there?
January 6th was just a fucking weird time. Like, I could not wrap my head around the whole thing and COVID. And when I thought about it, and that Project Warp Speed and him mandating vaccine production, I was like, what is this? This is not government. The government should not be petitioning privatization of mandated operations of vaccines just because of something. If there is anything to do with government involved with the private enterprise, screw that.
Yeah.
So full disclosure, and these guys know it and the audience knows it, I was a registered Republican up until 2020. I was a Rand Paul guy. And it was COVID and what they did, not just federally, but even at the state level and local level in Florida with a Republican mayor, Republican supermajority city council. They were still shutting bars down. Weren't they giving people tickets if they went to the beach? Mandatory masking in government buildings and occupational limits on businesses. You can have more than 50 people in your establishment at the same time. Like, this was all happening under Republicans. That's, you know what I mean? Like, and a lot of people are like, well, you know, it's like, no, like maybe they didn't have full control of the House and the Senate then, I can't remember. But at the state level in Florida, they had the governorship, they had state legislature, they had local city council and the mayor, and they still let all that happen under them. So I was like, I've had enough. I'm outie. And I joined the Libertarian Party and then decided to run. So, you know, you're in good company. I never voted for Trump, though. But, I mean, I understand coming right out of high school and all you see on TV or the internet ads on the YouTube or whatever are Republican or Democrat ads attacking one or the other. No one ever mentions. It's because it is a uniparty, like you see in the comments, and they control the media and the debate stage. So it's good to have you challenging both. And now that you have a great platform, I'm excited to see what you could do with it. Stir the pot, kick the hornet's nest, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, and Ohio has been about like the biggest battleground state forever. I think it was 2020 was the first time that history decided the presidency based on whoever Ohio voted for. That broke in 2020. And so not just high school, not just my adult life, but literally where I live is so key. I mean, I'm just inundated with politics, commercials. Actually, since you're from Florida, I just got out of my county party social right before here. And this lady who's just moved here from Florida, she's like, there are elections where you cannot vote for anything but Democrat or Republican. Up here in Ohio, ballot access, you can run independent. It's a little bit harder, but down there, it's so much harder. But she said it was cooler to be an independent down there, but up here, if you are not left or right, you are like an outsider. You are like get GTFO.
Yeah. See, that's the thing I didn't understand about the American people. I thought COVID exposed the truth. So we go back to March of 2020 when they took my kids out of school. Donald Trump was president. And I said to myself, as I always do, the other party is going to use this precedent and put it on steroids and abuse the ever-living crap out of it. And sure enough, Trump lost in 2020. I don't care what anybody likes to say out there. He lost fair and square because he only won the state of Michigan by around 11,000 votes. He lost pretty much 50,000 independents when he shut down the country. And then Joe Biden gets in and he takes those powers that President Trump made up and just abused the ever-living crap out of them. We got even stricter on what we could and couldn't do during COVID under Biden. Now, if you're able to analyze very simple facts, like what's going on now with mass goons going out into our streets and Americans not having no recourse against them because Americans have been caught up in this big dragnet, but you can't say, I want to file a complaint and have some recourse against you when that person is masked without any sort of identification. You know, what do you think the Democrats are going to do when they come back into power and they saw, hey, we can send mass goons out into the street after there was a mass shooting and go after gun owners because we don't know who's a threat and who's not. We want to go and check you out and make sure that you're a what we consider a normal individual owning firearms. And that's, you know, that's why I don't understand these people that won't look at the Libertarian Party, because we're the only same people at the table when we talk about this political shit. Sorry, Tub.
Yeah. There's a whole. You just coupled so many things I just needed to put together. Holy crap! I made a post earlier today on my Twitter, and it was like some American citizen who was being detained by ICE, and he just couldn't produce his validation of citizenship. Like, okay, I'm not carrying my social security card everywhere. But the idea that they can just force him while he had his hands up, while he was complying, they just forced him. Qualified immunity, can we just get rid of that stupid crap? Because it is them allowing themselves to violate your rights and you having to fend for it and justify your right to then say that they did do that, but then they get off scot-free. It's completely upside down. Completely.
Tub, you wrote something down?
I'm still just waiting my turn, even though it started with me and it went away.
And we have come back to you.
So I got three because
next
Marcus
question
to talk. All right, so here's what happened. Let's start with this one. So when Eric and I were going out as candidates, not Marcus. So when we were going out, we had to spend a lot of our time explaining who libertarians even are. Like, we kind of knew that we get out there and we'd say this, and they were confused by it. Now, we can sit here and spend the rest of the time complaining about how the Libertarian Party has failed about getting the word out. How is it working for you? Like, how are you doing when you get out there? Do they recognize libertarians? Are you having to explain it? Like, how is it doing when you're out on the street?
I think it's probably easier today because I think there was a report that went out 2 days ago that said that young Americans, Zoomers, millennials, are at national level of independent and completely disapproving of the two main parties. They are completely not buying the crap that they're being seen from the last four presidencies, Democrat, Republican, and literally repeated. And the power structure, the escalation of the taking more power and usurping our rights and all of that. So what I go on to say is, I don't even have to say much. It's like, hey, don't you think that the government's just doing too much? And they're like, yeah, I think so. I'm like, okay. I'm a libertarian. The first thing that I propose is, how about we limit that? And that's like the first thing. And that's been the general understanding between many people. It's like, I don't even have to come into it. It's like, limited government. How about we lessen taxes? How about we just stop making government do what they're doing? Or my favorite, can we just pass the Epstein bill where both sides have gotten their turn to do it and are not doing it, even right now? So it's, unfortunately, I don't know when you guys ran, but for now, it is probably the easiest time to sell libertarianism.
We ran locally here in 23 is what it was. So we actually have our elections coming up. Well, not you, Eric. We have our elections coming up here again shortly. So let me ask you this.
You got some news stuff? I'm sure we'll talk later.
We'll talk later. So now when is your election? Is it November?
Yeah, it's in November.
Okay. And so let me ask you this then. So you win your election, you head over to DC. What do you see your role as realistically? And I don't mean this like just give me the libertarian answer. I mean, like, when you get there, here's what happens. Libertarians say, we're going to go in and we're going to do all the things. And we think our whole job is just to stir things up and make everybody angry. That's honestly, I don't think that's why we should be electing people into office, just to make people angry. We get nothing done. Just because you get people mad at you doesn't make you effective in what you're doing. So when you get there, you have to actually kind of do something realistically. You have to do something, or you're going to be one term. You're going to be 2 years and out, and it's all done again. So what do you see your role as? Okay, you're sitting in DC now. What are you there to do?
So I mean, just plainly, when you get into Congress, what's the first two things that any politician does? And a lot of people don't know this. One,
run for office again. That's what they all seem to do. Just keep running for office.
But start campaigning.
Yeah.
Start campaigning. But number two, find a committee that they will let you be on. If you can be on the ethics committee, any board or anything, grab it, whatever you can. Make alliances. Obviously, any Liberty Caucus Republican, I mean, yeah, they're Republicans, boo, but also they're the most libertarian of the Republicans. I like Rand Paul. I like Thomas Massey. The guy north of me is Warren Davidson. He's a Liberty Caucus Republican as well. He tweeted that he wants to repeal the 16th Amendment that gives the power of government to tax us. So I will align myself with people that will at least give me a chance to vote alongside them and build credit and rapport. On the Democratic side, same thing, but with civil liberties. Coalition, build alliances. actually be a politician. That's the unfortunateness, but that is also the way that I could sustain and hold and possibly win the second election.
But when you get there, you are called to represent a district back in Ohio. Mm-hmm. And so we've had some other people on here who are going to run their representatives, stuff along those lines. And I say, what is your responsibility back to your district? Mm-hmm. Like, for example, I asked the one gentleman we had on here, I said, listen, here's the thing, if you get up there, do you think that it should be part of your role to maybe draw money, take federal money back into your district again? Or do you just get up there and just play the Washington politics as usual?
It's a balance. It really is, because I want to make sure that I'm making alliances, because if I put to vote something that specifically is for my district, but also is maybe the same problem for other parts of the country, and I'm the only one maybe talking about it, I don't have a voice if I'm not building coalitions. Now, should I go back to my constituents, my district, the people that I represent? Absolutely. The first thing I want to do is I represent now 3 counties. We got one new county with this whole gerrymander redistricting. I live in the urban population. I live 5 minutes from the Bengals Stadium. I'm right downtown. We have mostly farm territory. I grew up in the sticks for a little bit, so I have a way to talk to people. I want to build a good conversation with people all across. For however much I can, I want to come back here, go to each county, go to each place that I can, talk to as many people as possible, because that's the best way that I'm going to be able to understand collectively. And I might get the fringe Republican, the fringe Democrat, but that's not the majority opinion. I'm going to at least listen to them, but I'm going to at least try to listen first. And then I'm going to go take that and then do what I can to build those coalitions, to build that voting base, to then understand how if I'm going to do anything to get a vote in and support something that's going to represent my people, I'm going to do that.
So if your people are saying, hey, we want X amount of our dollars, because the way I see it is this, what we end up doing is we send our money to DC just so we can beg to get fractions of it back again. And so I've kind of come to this thinking now that says, okay, they're taking our money. So if we're going to send guys like you up into DC, hey, why don't you get some of our money back? Why don't you improve our district, your district? Why don't you improve it a little bit by taking some of our money back out of DC? So what happens if you come to a point where there's something that you don't agree with? Let's say your people say, yes, we should continue to support Trump's actions of just going across and taking out foreign leaders and stuff. And then what happens when your people that you represent say, we're down for this, we want this, and you don't agree with that? What do you do in that situation?
Well, perfect example. Our incumbent is pro-Israel, supported by AIPAC. He has got a huge disapproval rating, and that's why he's being challenged. And that's why he's probably threatened by the Republicans to win. If you look at the voting trend, if I win, whoever wins, if that's the line that people vote on, then okay, then maybe that's the point that person wins. But specifically to answer your question, if it doesn't align with the libertarian principle or just personally mine, because I also have my own opinions that maybe sway along the libertarian spectrum of like too not libertarian or the most libertarian. Marcus, you are also the real libertarian here.
Thank you.
No, he's not. That's fine.
Yes, I am.
He's not. Self-proclaimed. Let's make that very clear. Self-proclaimed only real libertarian.
No.
He's the
nobody
real
else.
genius.
Nobody else believes that with him.
No.
But no. So the biggest thing is just do what I can, be principled, but also be a politician without being compromised. That it's a dance. It really is a dance.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Indeed. Tub and dancing are 2 separate issues. We'll get to that on another day. But I want to point out this link that I posted here. It's donorbox.org/Hancock-4-Liberty. Here on the Black Powder Podcast, the only real libertarian podcast, we have a motto. It says, put your money where your memes are. And everybody loves to be edgy with memes and loves to be a libertarian, but you have to pay. And that I don't really think it's pay. I think it's an investment in liberty. So make an investment in liberty. Click on that link. and donate. Tub.
I want to add something to this real quick. Here's the thing. People would say, why should we give him money? He's in Ohio. Do you understand that with the power of our federal government right now, unfortunately, somebody coming out of Ohio has way too much influence in our life here in Florida. So this is why, especially in these type of races, you don't have to be in their district. It could still benefit you to send him money so that he can get in there, because he will still ultimately kind of affect you where you are. So don't look at this as well, he's not local. He's not right here in my town. It has nothing to do with it. Understand that he can make a difference that will end up affecting you. So that's why it's worth donating, even though it seems like, why would I? He's not local.
And let me add this.
Okay.
I'm
go ahead,
literally next weekend. I'm going to be in Arizona and Tucson. I'm going to be at the Arizona conference or convention for their party as well. They have a candidate package that comes with the ability to go and network. Why not? I was told come and go to this thing, and actually I was told to go and pay for that package, even though it's a little bit extra. It gives me access to hopefully more potential for donations. You don't, and by the way, for anybody that does not know, you don't have to be my state. You don't have to be my district. You could just be a U.S. citizen. You can donate to anybody you want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's the maximum contribution limit? 2,500. It used to be
3,500 a year, 7,000. It's like, I think it's either double that for jointly if you're married, but at PACs it gets different. Businesses they create, it's weird, but like,
gotcha.
Personally, yeah, I will always say if you want to contribute the max, totally.
So, if you mind if I jump in, Marcus, or you got something?
Well, I got 2 more comments, and I will let you go right after these comments. I want to say, Joe, whatever you're smoking, when he says Tub for mayor.
For real. He's cut back on that stuff.
Yeah, come to
he found good stuff this week.
Come to our convention in California in about a month, and please share. And for free, who says Tub for governor? I don't think I want anything you're ingesting at this point. Because that's probably way more than I can handle.
You can tell those people are not dealers, because there's something we're not making any money this week because they're busy using all their own stuff.
Don't get high on your own supply.
Right.
So I guess sticking with campaigning and kind of going back to the money and the donations, how has your campaigning been going? When did you officially file? How are you on your signatures? I'm assuming 25. You're pretty close.
25. You don't have to leave your block. You can stay in your own neighborhood.
Have you started gathering signatures? Friends and family that live in the district? Have you hit the 25 mark? Have you done double? Because it's a good way to knock doors and introduce yourself. And you want to make sure so many don't get thrown out that you actually qualify. And we'll get into more, but real quick. With that.
Yep. There. So real quick, in Ohio, it's 25 minimum for minor party. For it's like you said, double for buffer. I can only have a max of 75. That's a really weird cutoff, but hey, whatever. Our chair is a very IT whiz kind of guy. He made a real good tool website for us to be able to validate unaffiliated, or if you're independent, unaffiliated, which are both, and libertarian, though you can get both. That's 2/3 of the state population of voter registration. That's great. I have the voter registration data for all of my street. It's a very small street. 50 people are unaffiliated. I can get that in one day if I just happen to be able to get everybody. I haven't had to do that yet. I've done no door knocking. I've gone to church, work, and friends. I've already gotten 30. I'm currently about to get at least potentially 15 more to be able to get that 50 min total, and I will be ready to go and pick them up by next Thursday.
Gotcha. So you'll have 50 done by next Thursday. Yep. That's double the cutoff. If you wanted to go, I would not do 75. I would do 74 because, you know, the government might try and say you broke a election law by doing 76. They might duplicate one and hurt you. You know, I'm not saying you got some shady practices there. Who knows? Maybe your supervisor elections.
Are there Democrats and Republicans there?
Well,
thankfully,
probably working in that office is only Democrats and Republicans.
Yeah, well, then you got some shady practices.
Thankfully, our board of election, I know them personally. Our party has a good connection with them. They're very nice people. they tend to treat us with respect. Not every county in Ohio, but in Hamilton, where I live, yes.
Now here's the thing. We have a good one here. We do. Remember when Lana Self was there?
Yeah.
So here's what happened though. Eric filled out a petition for me. So we went in together because they tell you bring in a few, kind of get ready, get the setup going, and we brought them in, and they kind of thumbed through them real quick, and they kicked his back out like, hey, this one's no good.
Standing there.
So I looked right down. I said, hey, do another one real quick, and he did, and then they kicked that one out again.
Yeah.
So this is
my
why
signature didn't match the profile.
Yeah, so we looked at, so we know what and that's why when Eric tells you, hey, make sure you have more, and they can be great, they can be friendly and everything, but still we're libertarians. Realistically, we are still the outsiders. So that's wise advice from Eric right there. Like, hey, get plenty. Just get plenty. You don't have to worry about it.
Just to kind of elaborate on that, we were doing city elections in 24 for like commissioner, county stuff. Like I was going to run for sheriff. Had I known that you actually had to be, they changed the code. You actually had to have a law degree or something.
Certification.
I didn't get in.
Not
There's that pre-qualifications. Yeah. But I ran for sheriff and I got booted out just because I didn't meet the new requirements. Now we had 5 other people running for commission and other seats in local county government positions. I mean, we were like 5 people at the table at our meeting. We just ran around with 5 ballots, all required 5. We just had 6 we needed 5, had 6, signed everybody. All but me got on the ticket. So to at least give some credit to where credit is due, we on the minimum on that scale, we were good.
Gotcha. Awesome. Well, let me jump into this if y'all don't mind.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead, man.
What is your campaign strategy? And put this link up for donations. What are you thinking you need most on the campaign trail starting out? You have until November, but realistically, and I know you know this, you got to start now. You're fighting an uphill battle against the uniparty machine. And if it's going to be grassroots, you got to knock doors every day. You got to get started. What are your plans with these donations that hopefully we're able to help get you here tonight? What's your biggest expense right now that you're thinking of? T-shirts, yard signs, door hangers, whatever.
Obviously, door signs, yard signs, stickers, bumper stickers, really those 2 big things. Thankfully, we have somebody in Ohio, libertarian candidate, active libertarian for decades. He owns a printing shop. He will print anything and everything for us at cost, which saves us a lot of money. It's great. He has come in clutch. I don't know how many times because I've only been to the party for 2-3 years now. He's a great guy. His name is Tom Pruss. Look him up. He will.
What's his business name?
Let me look it up.
My bad.
If you look,
I just want to give him a shout out.
Yeah, if you look up Tom Pruss, and I can email you later and then just blast it.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
I got you.
He's called the Santa Claus candidate. He literally like has a big beard. Like he's cool. But yeah, that's
like
Tub.
They're gonna kick me out at some point. At some point, they're gonna be like, dude, you can't stay.
I'm working on
got a beard.
Slowly working on.
Yeah. The lack of beard said, "Tub, you don't even belong here." Like I go in and they think I'm the Republican.
Yeah.
Hey, Tom Pruss ran for Congress in 2024 as a libertarian.
Nice research there, Eric. Well done.
Yep.
He actually ran a paper candidacy, and he still got from the state of Washington an organization that's pro-Democrat that gave him like over $100,000 in like indirect advertising to go against the Republican Party, which ended up helping him. It was crazy. The fact that he just ran paper didn't really do too much. Still got 4%.
4%, that's legit. He's got an electable face. I'm looking at him right now. Anyways, so do you. I'm not saying you don't either.
Hey, I want to say I'm the prettiest, the youngest. I'm 31. I like to say that I am the youngest.
The youngest, but not the prettiest. I don't even know why you're saying that when I could just boot you off this podcast. That's a personal insult to me.
To me. They're going to me.
No.
Man,
you don't even have a facial hair, bro. Stop, Tub.
Man, when I heard you had kids, I was like, what the heck? Dang, black don't crack.
No, yeah.
Dude, he's 52 years old.
Yeah, Marcus got grown kids.
Yeah, he got grown. Like,
My
Tuck does too.
My dad is 6 years older than
The only
you.
reason he don't have grandkids is because of him.
Yeah.
Because nobody will date his kids because of who their dad is.
Yeah.
Hey, I sent you a picture of us at that Satan landscape of Disneyland last week. You saw how beautiful my family is.
That's true, but okay, so hang on. So he said this
was hilarious.
He sent the picture to us, and I said, dude, is it Pride Week already?
Hey, we're all sexy
Marcus,
here.
go ahead. Do what you got. Where are you at, Marcus?
Here. Hold on. There were some pretty cool comments in here. Lars, Free mentioned Warren Davidson has good ideas, but a bad voting record. And then Lars came in and said he was on a panel with him at Freedom Fest. I have no idea who this Warren Davidson guy is. Am I missing out on something?
Well, that's the guy north of John.
I wrote it down because I wanted to look it up also.
He's in Ohio District 8, which is just north of me. Unfortunately, funny story, because my family lives like 20 minutes away, but that's where the line distinct. I can't get my family to sign for me because they live right over the district line. And I'm like, really? Damn. So they can vote for him. But the two things I know for him, I only knew about him was when I work in a research lab in material science. He came and visited just randomly one day. I saw him pass by and I was like, oh my God, it's a congressman. This was way before I was running. And then I heard about him and who he was. And the reason why I respect him is because when he was the only one of the few only other people with Thomas Massie that rejected to vote yes for the big, beautiful bill. And then I came across his name again and I'm like, oh, wait, that's the guy that came and visited my job. So put 2 and 2 together. And I'm like, wait, this guy's a Liberty Caucus Republican. And I mean, again, say what you will about the Republican Party, but like they were started by mostly Thomas Massie and Justin Amash. They are libertarian people through and through, just not on title. I respect him on the idea that he is at least still an active member in that caucus. Whatever you say about him in any negative light, he's a limited government kind of guy, and that's what gives me my respect for him.
Fair enough. I think that's the problem. Our modern politics are missing is we can't say, "Hey, that person may be right about this one particular thing," and not get chastised to ever living hell from your team for agreeing with the other side about something, because you can't even get Democrats and Republicans to agree. Today is Thursday. At this point, right now, they will fight you to no end about it. But yeah, go ahead.
Did you see that whole interview that spin question that was that journalist that tried to ask Thomas Massie, like, you've been
about when you gonna change parties?
Yeah, when are you going to finally change yourself to a Democrat? And he's like, well, I've been voting for Republicans 90% of the time, and it's only the 9% where it's when it's against pedophiles and wars. It's like,
okay, have a good day.
What was funny is
sorry about that.
That was like a Laura Loomer lackey that works for her or something, has a press pass because she shared it first. And I'm like, if you think that's hurting him, I said Laura Loomer just exposed him for being the best guy in Congress. You know what I mean?
First off, Laura Loomer.
Yeah.
Secondly,
she's a nut job.
Thomas Massie is he's the reason why Epstein is still a thing in Talking Point. And these women, for all of Trump saying he's pro women's rights, I'm sorry. Stop. Just stop. No. Thomas Massie, he will never run for president. He has said so. But for him and his clout, for him and all of the things that he has done for these women, I wish I were God, because I would give him extra special privilege to heaven.
Engraved parking plaque saying, welcome.
Yeah.
You have done well.
You've done well, my good and faithful servant. Like, I thought I saw where he never said he would never run for president, but he said it's probably not likely. And like, if he doesn't run for the Republican Party, you could hang it, in my opinion, hang it up. They're not going to, and I don't know that they'd win, but a Republican candidate might get my vote if it was Thomas Massey or Rand Paul. Outside of that, for president, I'm definitely voting Libertarian.
Yeah.
So
what does scare me is the Ed Galbraith guy, who is the Trump endorsed guy, who's his whole campaign that it's on his Twitter bio. I am the Trump endorsed candidate that's going to unseat Thomas Massey. Guess what? He's got a $20 million promise by Marian Adelson from Texas, the APAC lady or whatever.
She's not even a U.S. citizen.
I know,
she's dual, but I don't know exactly.
I know it's the whole thing, and I've been endorsed by AZAPAC, which is Mike Rechtenwald's thing, and like whatever. Like I don't care about libertarian drama with that. I'm anti. I'm not anti-sovereign state. Like there's some libertarians who like no nation has the right to exist, whatever. But I'm pro-America in the sense that let's not have foreign intervention. That's why I asked for their endorsements personally, because there is a problem here. And unfortunately, it's people like Miriam Adelson who commit. I don't know what her net worth is, but she's able to just give $20 million to some nobody. Politically, yeah, he's a Navy SEAL retired guy. Cool. Congratulations. Thank you for your service. That does not matter in politics. You do not. If go to Ballotpedia, look up Thomas Massey's track record for his primary elections, not the general, but his primaries. He has swept every single one. So much so that he beat the F out of a guy whose literal name was George Washington.
And one of your homies, because you signed with George
one of your homies,
right? And some Texan Jewish lobbyist, dual citizen, whatever lady who wants to commit $20 million to a retired Navy SEAL veteran. Again, thank you for your service. You have no position here. Thomas Massey is the hero of our time. He is a national treasure.
So living so close to Appalachia, wherever, Kentucky, Thomas Massey's neck of the woods. Is there a liberty movement there in your area, being that close, and then having a Liberty Caucus guy above you, and the politics in Cincinnati specifically? Did you say it's kind of 50-50 split? Are there people on both sides? Is the liberty movement growing? Is it going anywhere?
So in Ohio specifically, we have seen a lot of new membership. It's been really fascinating, and I'm very proud. Specifically, this lady that moved from Florida here, she's an investigative journalist, has been giving a lot of Democrats in my city a lot of shit because our mayor is corrupt and our city's government's just corrupt. I mean, just look at the Cincinnati City Council Gang of Five. It's a huge story. It went national. The libertarian movement, I would say, is again, you're looking at a bipolar state, the biggest battle state politically for decades, but the shift is real. There is a lot of push. I mean, Vivek Ramaswamy, for all of his political clout, just by running in the presidency in 24 and now running for governor, he's not doing too hot. There's this new guy, Casey Putsch, who is really giving him some headway. And he's not, I mean, he's a Republican still, but there's people that are coming up and that are being challenging to the establishment.
I'll say this about Vivek. He's a slime ball. He'll say whatever is politically expedient at the time. I do not understand the fascination that libertarians had with him, because if you grew up in and I'm not trying to downplay anybody's upbringing, but if you grew up in a multicultural atmosphere like I did, and I'm not tooting my own horn by any means, stop Tub, I know what you already want to say, but like I grew up around a lot of people, and there was always this is as true for Native Americans as for foreign kids, but there would be some foreign kids that would go above and beyond rational to try to fit in. And that's what Vivek reminds me of. He reminds me of that kid that went wherever the wind blew him to find acceptance in general society. And there's no substance there. And, I don't think he's had a true American experience, because most Americans had poor relatives at some point that had to hard scrabble to get to where they are right now. He didn't have that. Both of his parents came here with advanced degrees, went directly into high-paying jobs, and he never had the true American experience of like coming up from the bottom like a lot, if not the majority of Americans that have had some form of success. They always started at the shit tier. Vivek didn't start there. I
kind of like to think of it like he benefited from his parents experiencing the American dream. You know what I mean? Like
late in the game, you know.
Yeah, and then he benefited from, what's it? I don't know. You know what I mean? Like good for him.
Yeah,
he's a
I'm not hating on that.
Yeah,
but I'm not. I'm just saying he is not relatable to me simply because he can't point to somebody and say, "Look at what they overcame."
Yeah,
you want to preach to Americans what they need to do.
I think it's a CIA plant. I'm just kidding.
So in just taking a minute, really less than a minute to explain. I dated a girl in Houston this past year, who is a first generation American. Her mom is a doctor. Her dad worked as an engineer consultant in the oil and gas industry. Like, yes, they fought to have the life that they could provide their children, and their children grew up in a little bit of black, but then they live. I mean, I visited there and I visited and met the parents and like, holy crap. She's like, oh yeah, I live in a middle class. Like, you live in a mansion. do you understand? Yeah.
Way
like,
upper.
I mean, yeah, everything's bigger in Texas, but absolutely you are privileged. And she was, I mean, for all of her count, she wants to be a doctor. She's fighting hard for it. But at the same time, you have an echo chamber experience of the American institution. I grew up middle class. My parents got divorced. My parents lost the jobs that they had, the income that kept a sustaining quality of life for what I was doing as a child. I went from living in a home, 2-story basement, to a trailer park. And I grew up, I call myself reformed white trash for a reason, because I went from living in a trailer park to fighting all my adult life with the experiences that I had. And on my campaign website, you can look, I was assaulted at 13 by 3 black men at armed robbery, and I got assaulted, and it
wasn't Marcus, right?
It was not Marcus.
All right. Okay.
We don't know that for sure, but we're going to keep moving on.
If you were in Cincinnati in 2007, we'll have a discussion later.
Ooh, that might be why I don't like it. Kidding.
Was it a big black guy?
Trying to not make light of your serious situation.
No, but I actually read about this story. It's a heartwarming story with a tragic ending, but he has a point to what he's about to say.
Yeah, so like I was assaulted at gunpoint. The guy was given an 18-year sentence, which in the state of Ohio, at least, you are whatever the highest level charge for the highest level conviction you get, as far as like 8 years or 6 years or whatever, you get 8 years. If that's the max, you get 8 years. They went and stacked them back to back to back. That was not necessarily a rule, but it was a tradition that him specifically was the use for the case to go to the Ohio State Supreme Court to then fight for this to be made into law, to make it effect. It ended up losing, but the case still stands. I then worked with a nonprofit law firm on social criminal justice reform to get him out, because he was working for his change. He was trying to be a better person. And I read the papers, and we took 3 years to really actually get through the process of getting him out early. I ended up actually fighting for all 4 victims, myself included, to say yes and accept the terms to get him out early. Because of that, I mean, first off, the robbery itself, Boy Scouts, okay, cool. It's a Boy Scout robbery. It became national news. I was on the news nationwide because of that alone. The idea that a victim of an assault and robbery to then go and vie and become friends with the guy who robbed you and then ask for the court system to then get him out early is insane to the public opinion. I got national news again. I then get invited to Yale as a guest to be a part of a panel just to give my testimony and just share my experiences. He then tragically died 2 years later. You can read that and go from there. It's a tragic story. But the remaining point is there is nothing about my experience as a from middle class to lower class, reform, right, trash, to who I am today. Yes, I listen to System of a Down. Yes, I have this punk rock edge, this libertarian vibe. But at the same time, I have empathy. I have reasonable justification by experience alone just to say what I say for only a matter of when I talk about criminal justice reform, I have a reason. I have actual skin in the game. If I have something to say about something, I am going to at least put my foot in it without any other reason to, other than I have lived through something to then give my opinion, to then base it off of that.
Gotcha. That's pretty powerful stuff. I mean, a lot of people say, you know, I believe in criminal justice reform when they run for libertarian because they kind of have to. It's a huge staple, but you have a lived experience and you can, you know, sit down on someone's stoop, doorstep, whatever, and talk with them about it. And, you know, on the campaign trail, I got questions from former felons. How do you feel about felons and their right to vote and stuff? You know, I'd give my cookie cutter answer that I thought up beforehand, but you have like something that you've lived through that helps you form your answer and your experience. That's pretty powerful stuff. Epic.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go read the rest of the story.
Yeah. I mean, go and look it up if you ever want any documents that are, I mean, there's a paywall for some of the stuff. If you really want to like I have PDF copies if you ever want to see it.
Gotcha. I just asked ChatGPT.
Just type in John Hancock, Boy Scout Tree Sale Robbery 2007. You'll get everything. Trust me, I found it out.
All right. As we start wrapping this up, I'm gonna pass it over to Tub for his final question, comment, whatever he got for you.
Oh, we're at that point. All right. So listen, here's what I'm going to do. I'll make mine very quick. So what we tend to do, and it's to be good for, I think for you also, hang on. Let me ask this first thing. If this doesn't work out, this run, will you run again? Is politics your future? Or is this more of a, hey, I'm kind of here. It's not really my plan. I'll run this one, see what goes.
This is definitely, this is I ran for sheriff county as like all right, let's just put my name in just to give libertarians a thing to name on a ballot for libertarians' sake, for the people that are want to vote for that, just to give them the option. I was going to try to run for Cincinnati mayor. I had some family stuff come up and it just didn't work out. But this one being my first, and I will have all my paperwork ready to file in 2 weeks and by the deadline be okay. I intend to keep being a local politician. Okay. I intend to keep putting my name out there. I mean, obviously my name is John Hancock. It's not hard to get my name out there. And I've got some local clout already by what I've said. I want to make sure that people have an option, even though there's a major push right now for libertarianism. We have 60 candidates statewide, from state rep, governor, me as a Congress pick, to other races across the state. That's a huge thing. Mm-hmm. The state of Ohio being a battleground state, we have so much opportunity in this vacuum of disapproval of the main two, the duopoly, and we are just getting people left and right. We had people literally a week ago. Our filing deadline is February 4th. We are getting people at the last minute who are just saying, I'm sick of local to top down and bottom up. Just absolutely done. And they're running and we're talking to them right now. And I'm about to meet a few of them and help them because they're in my district. And yeah, I'm going to support them, at least the people closest to me, because I can drive like an hour away. It's fine.
Okay. So I want to put this out there now. So when this is all said and done, if you get in, I understand you'll be busy. If you don't get in, either way, like that, you come back on, because we always try to kind of catch back up, and it can kind of help. I suggest at some point when we do this, we should have like a few former candidates all at the same time, so that you can kind of go, hey, here's what I did, here's what worked, here's what didn't work. Because ultimately what we would like to do is kind of make this circuit of people where we have these resources. And we can always have somebody can come back to you later on and go, hey, We had John Hancock on. You need to talk to him because he did this when he ran, and kind of keep moving this liberty thing forward, and not just let it be the usual. I ran, I lost, I ran away. You know what I'm saying? So we want to make sure you come back again and always stay in contact with us as you move forward. However we can help you, we'll help you. Eric is usually really good about getting people involved with other people's campaigns. So anything along those lines, we would like to see you back here again, regardless of how it plays out.
I really hate saying this real quick, John, but that was a damn good idea, Tub, with having all the candidates on at one time. Oh my God, it really pains me.
You should listen more often. I say a lot of good stuff. You just flake out.
Yeah, that truly pains me. I'm sorry, John.
No, and I first off, number one, yeah, for everybody live, you weren't here to hear it, but like I just said, like, dude, I'm some people who run libertarian, they are a little stiff. Maybe they don't know how to be organic. I'm not trying to paint any insult to anybody. Like, I'm 31. I'm very organic. I have a lot of friends. I built a very good social clout to me, at least as far as like my social network. I've been very organic here, at least prove me wrong. But at the same time, like I genuinely believe that we need to have more conversation with people who want to not only promote libertarianism, but also who want to be actively political in as far as candidacy. And it seems like, I'm an outsider coming in from 2022 when I first actually registered as a libertarian, became a donating, contributing member. It looks like the people who run for president and down, at least for the big ones, they maybe do it a few times and then they're like, okay, I've got my clout. Okay, cool. I've got my platform. Let's just go with it from there. I think I'm going to stay committed. And even if I go nowhere or if I go somewhere, I think this is something I really am, because it started from when I was 13 with that BYOB lyric assignment to talk about what it is and what the lyrics meant to me with my English teacher. This is something that I'm proud of. And even though it's hard work, I'm going to do it. I'm committed. Even if I run for something, maybe not Congress, but I run for something maybe statewide or even who knows. I'm committed. I believe in libertarian principles. I believe in liberty. I hate taxes. I hate this overreach. I don't want to see what's happening continue to happen. I think that's at least a bar level limit of what standardizes the people that should run. You should hate what's going on, and you should hate where you assume it's going to go. And we need people like that.
Indeed. Eric? Or my bad.
John,
Tub, were you done?
No, that's good. We're good. Yep.
Yeah, my bad. Eric?
John, thanks for coming on. It was a great time. I wish you all the success with this campaign and however you move forward in politics. I think you're a great voice for liberty. Happy to have you in the Libertarian Party and running as a libertarian. And just for the record, every time anyone ever says, I need your John Hancock here, I always quote Chris Farley and say, it's Herbie Hancock. Anyways, there's that little tidbit.
I'm surprised you know who Herbie Hancock.
I don't, really, but Chris Farley said it in
yeah.
No, Chris you don't know who Herbie Hancock is?
No, he doesn't. I was like,
any jazz?
Give him credit.
Any like a saxophone player or something, tuba or something?
He's done several genres of music.
Hey, ladies.
I digress, but the point is I was quoting Chris Farley.
If you're a single, and by the way, not non-direct plug politically, if you're a single lady in Cincinnati and you want to have a date with me and you want a good jazz night, I know a good spot to go to. Let's have it. But also,
now we're running a dating service. A libertarian dating service.
I'm just saying I'm single and willing to mingle. Let's if you're willing to put up with my federal congressional race,
Tinder late night or whatever.
Well, I will say this in closing about the Black Powder podcast. we also want to spawn libertarian love. And I kind of mentioned that when I said how much I want to hug Tub.
Yeah, you made it creepy.
Well, I don't know if it's creepy because
no, it was creepy.
If we want to improve race relations, I think a picture of you and us hugging passionately would bring this country together.
Well, listen, I don't think it's worth it. I think we're better off being at odds. In all honesty, let the country burn.
Yeah,
there are certain racial divides that I don't know need to be mended.
Yeah, we just let them burn. It's fine.
If you guys aren't down with the swirl, then you're not truly libertarians. I will put that on the t-shirt.
No, we just don't want to do it with you. We got no problem.
I mean, that's fine.
You, Marcus.
That's fine because my mission has always been greater than me. That's fine.
Tub.
But I want
Marcus. Yeah. My wife is 1.9% sub-Saharan African, so I'm solid.
Yeah, you got.
But once again, that could be South Africa. She's just white.
Yeah, she could be Elon Musk's third cousin. What does that mean to me? I want to point out one more time. Who said Marcus?
I did.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I was like, wait, between what Eric said, being 1% plus Southern African or whatever,
sub-Saharan. Yeah.
Who has other than you? If you ever to give an end card, who would it be?
To a honky?
we
get the pass.
Honestly,
Joe Rogan.
I have to give it to Tub because I know he would use the A and not the E.
Wait, hold on. You think I would use the hard R? What the?
I don't know. You
North Carolina with the hard R.
You grew up in the backwoods, Florida, which is not foreign. The ER is not foreign. And Kentucky, Appalachia, it's more the GRA than the ER or the A.
There's an R in there, but
Cincinnati is just north of Appalachia. I'm just letting you know. We still say y'all, but that's like a cultural thing.
Yeah. So I would have to go with Tub on that question because I know he's gonna be at least somewhat of a brother in the Hey, hold on. Free says Marcus is my 8th favorite sub-Saharan libertarian. Now, I don't know who the other 7 are.
Other ones?
We kind of alluded to this in the beginning, but those 7 aren't a better shot than me. And if they tap dancing for massa, because if anybody knows me, I think I'm not going to go there. We're going to wrap this up.
Well, maybe one of the 7 is Spike Cohen's wife.
Oh,
I don't think she likes libertarians.
I don't even think she's libertarian.
She is beautiful inside and out. I had a chance to meet her last July. I told Spike this. I was like, I have never seen she went so hard about his dietary concerns at the LP convention here in California. I was like, I'm impressed because she had these people marching on the numbers for Spike. She is an impressive woman, to say the least. Holding it down. She is, when they talk about Bonnie and Clyde, and if you want somebody coming up providing cover fire, that's Spike Cohen's wife. She's an awesome woman. So
I will at least, and I'll end on this, to a melanated sister. You can look her up. Her name is Bola_Files on Twitter. Her name is Bola Kareem. She's in Texas. She's a really strong libertarian Muslim lady. She is absolutely just tearing it. She is great.
Well, if you could shoot me her info, maybe we can link up with her, because I know Tub loves his black women. He loves his black queens. And he
there is a share. There is business. Just waiting to wrap it up.
There is a shared sentiment.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm married to a.
Yeah, I know you're married to your Irish queen. I don't hate on that. I don't hate on anybody's love.
I feel like we should have ended this. I feel like we should have ended the show 4 minutes ago. 4 minutes ago,
John, it was a great time, John. It's getting late.
So
guys,
you can reach out to John at HancockForLiberty.com. He has a very prominent donor box, to which here is the link. We ask you to give the bare minimum you can, whatever you can, so we can promote our brand. Very interesting, and I'll close out on this. I read an article today that said the current generation, which includes my son, I sent a screenshot of my son complaining about taxes today. I never told him how to vote when he was growing up, but now that he's an adult, I can give him my true opinion. And I told him, don't vote for Democrats or Republicans, because he was in LA County and they charged him 10.5% for an In-N-Out double fries and a drink. And he said I had to give up 1/10 of the value of my meal to satisfy these politicians or whatever, to whatever he said. And he was upset about it, because if you ask my kids what are taxes, and this is probably one of the most libertarian things I did to them, I said taxes are theft. And with that being said, go to my guy's donor page right here and give him a few bucks. You can spare 10, 15, 20 bucks. Give him whatever you can, so libertarians can indeed start making a change. And we had some success with our candidates. I think we were at like 20-30% of the people that came on actually won their elections. So this is the platform. This is the only real damn it, these comments.
Numbers up. The only libertarian congressman is Justin Amash, but he changed his party status mid shift. So
let's get one elected.
Hey, Justin, you're amongst great company, because Justin Amash was on this podcast.
Oh,
we've had him. We've had
you can look it up on YouTube. I think it's on YouTube.
Okay. It's still on there, and it's still on X. Facebook deletes your things after 30, 60 days or whatever. Tub, you got anything?
A bunch of malarkey.
Eric?
No, I'm good.
John, go ahead and give how people can contact you, look at your stuff, and get in touch with you, all that great stuff.
Yeah, you can just follow the links that Marcus just blasted all this episode at HancockForLiberty.com. My donation platform, you can find donation buttons the entire time. Just look at the donate button. It's an image. That's my donor box. You can follow me on X, on Facebook. Those are my only 2 social media platforms, because Instagram is highly addictive and I just don't want to make a social media for that too. So yeah, just follow me, share my page, donate whatever you can. The more you can, the better you can, the better I will be to promote A, liberty, and B, libertarianism. So from top down to bottom up, whether it's county to federal to president, we have a long shot, yes, but if we are united, we have a chance. And from Stephen DeCalia and his party parity project, we have a shot. We have a real shot to actually promote libertarianism as an option, but also B, a future for the country in a place where dissatisfaction is a majority opinion. Let's do this. Let's not just me, not just anybody else in this podcast, anybody. Let's go.
Awesome. John, I'm going to ask you to stick around for 1 minute as we play the outro so we can speak to you for a second. This has been the Black Powder Podcast, the only real libertarian podcast, brought to you by the only real libertarian and I, Marcus Matthews, my great pal, Eric Parker, the Bold Liberty guy, Tub, just Tub. I'm still waiting for post his sermons on our platform so we could bring the spiritual aspect to the Libertarian Party as well, because we are in need of that.
And to you specifically, because you need Jesus, even though your dad was a deacon.
My dad was a deacon. My dad was a deacon. I live in currently the fourth largest economy in the entire world.
Hey,
With that being said,
I'm currently
Sorry,
a deacon. I'm just saying, I still need Jesus.
There you
Everybody
go.
needs Jesus, and I have a picture of him here on my
Ghetto
TV.
Jesus.
But I ask you to stick around, John. Thank you all for watching, listening, whatever you did. As we always end this podcast, live free
Or die.
Or die.
This is the Black Powder Podcast, coming at you live and direct.
Your salty tears season my life. It's the Black Powder Podcast.